Just like in a couple videos ago, I showed you a guy walking by while I was doing the door. He's already snooping around looking at stuff. You never know what you're dealing with. I wouldn't use metric to save my life. I wouldn't even put metric on my worst enemy. It's mean. Hi, well today I want to show you the tools I use to take a bearing housing out of a hard mount washer. Now this will take into account an 18 pound, a 20 pound, 25, 27, 30, 35, 40, 60, 80, even the great big 100 pounders. They all are pretty much set up the same way with the trunnion on the back. This is a hack for how to get that trunnion off without having to take the drum out. Because if you have to take the drum out, you got to take the front cover, you got to take the inner basket cover, which actually encapsulates the drum, and you got to take that out, then you got to pull it out, you got to have another person hold a wrench on the inside, have someone take off the bolts on the back. Here are the tools I use to do this simple job. I know what you're thinking, it's not simple, but it is. This is a dead blow hammer. It's plastic, it's got some kind of shot or lead in the head of it. It's good for hitting on metal stuff where you don't want to mushroom it out. You're going to need this. Needle nose vice grips, a must. And I would actually have a big set of these and a smaller set if you can find them. 1/2 inch grade 8, and these aren't full thread. I ordered some because my other ones went missing. But you need full thread and you'll be able to pop that trunnion off. Like I told you, that trunnion has 3 spots where these screw in. So you need them to be full thread. I get them from Grainger, eBay. Those are places you can get them. This puppy, this is a 3/4 DeWalt impact gun. I go from 3/4 down to 3/8. And I know you're probably wondering why. I just don't have sockets that are big as 3/4 for impacting off here. If I didn't have this reducer, it would have more power. If you didn't know, with any type of impact gun, every time you add an extension or a reducer, you actually reduce the torque on the attachment at the end. So even with this reducer, I still have enough power to take it off. Now, I bought this 13 years ago before impacts, cordless impacts were a big thing. I mean, they weren't as good as they are today, so you could get away with a Milwaukee or a DeWalt 1/2 inch or 3/4 drive impact gun that's battery operated, be just fine. I use a MAP gas propane works with a torch that self lights. You don't want to be running around looking for a lighter all the time. You just pull the trigger and there you go. This here is a tool case from Horror Freight. Now I know what you're thinking, why would I buy stuff at Horror Freight? The reason I buy tools for my laundromat at Horror Freight is because if they go missing, or if I lose them, or if they get stolen, I'm not as upset as if they're name brand stuff. Now this thing never leaves my sight. This impact, in any time I'm working this laundromat, never leaves my sight. Just like in a couple videos ago, I showed you a guy walking by while I was doing the door. He's already snooping around looking at stuff. You never know what you're dealing with. But this is a full set. I've got 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch sockets and socket sets, metric and SAE. I know. Why would you use metric? I wouldn't use metric to save my life. I wouldn't even put metric on my worst enemy. It's mean, okay? But these machines are starting to come with metric bolts, metric nuts, because of how society is, and we're making a lot of parts overseas. So even though we know metric is inferior to SAE, we still have to have the tools for it. It comes with an adjustable wrench, which is worthless. Any adjustable wrench from Harbor Freight is worthless. It has some side cutters, needle nose, then you have a screwdriver with your bits. You have an assortment of some box end and open end wrench combinations, some impact bits up here. I mainly get it for this and these tools. I really probably won't ever need these, but it's handy to carry this around. That's why I'd get that. Another thing, like before, my pouch. I've got Phillips head, I've got flathead screwdrivers, long. I get a lot of my screwdrivers from Maynard's because they actually have very good screwdrivers for what I do. LED flashlight. In this pouch I have all my keys, my access keys for working on my laundromats. Basically your dryer doors, your computer doors, your top lids, everything that you're going to work on. Make sure you have keys for your machines. The rest of this is star drivers, some pliers, There's some other little miscellaneous Allen wrenches I got in here. I also have 2 sets of Allen wrenches in here. And that's what I carry. Do yourself a favor, go get this toolkit because this is very handy. I can just snap it back together, put it back in my vehicle and drive away. Or I can leave it in the back at the laundromat, whatever you want to do.